Those 4 examples are very common. Okay? And all of them, whether it's a female name, or it's a non-Arabic name, or it's a name with an addition of alif and noon, or it's a name that's based upon the pattern of a verb. Yes.
I had a question then. So if somebody says, I passed by the 2 Muhammads, so they say Muhammadani, would that also follow the same rule of alif and noon?
No, because if you say marartu bi the 2 Muhammads,
would you use the ya?
Yes, then the indicator is now ya, isn't it? Okay. Because it's a tathniya. Yes.
No, I want to clarify that.
Yeah, but Muhammadun itself is not mamnoon min as-sarf, is it?
I know. So that's what I was wondering, if you add the alif and noon, would it become that? Like
No, because that remember, this isn't the root form, the alif and noon, or in the base form, not because it's al-muthanna. Right, so those 4 examples that we just mentioned are all lil-alamiyyati, meaning they're in relation to an ismun, a name, or alamun, right? But then you have another category where it's called al-wasfiyatu. Al-wasfiyatu meaning in their description. So, for example, how do you say a person is extremely angry?
Ghadaba is angry.
Ghadiba is he became angry. What's the ismun of it? Yeah, but that's just a person. Ghadabanu. Remember? Ghadabanu. Okay? Ghadabanu means very angry. But what do we notice about Ghadabanu? Is this now an alamun, a name? It's not, is it? It's not a name. What is it? Is it a description? Right. It's a description, or what the grammarians say, it represents al-wasfiyatu. Al-wasfi, from wasafa, he described. Right? It's al-wasfiyatu. Right, so we have ghadabanu. How do you say a person is extremely thirsty? Atshanu. Atshanu. How do you say a person is extremely full? Shab'anu. Shab'anu. How do you say a person is extremely hungry? Jo'anu. Right, what do we notice about these 4? Alif and Noon. The ziyadatu al-alifi wal-noon. An addition, an increase of al-alifu and a noon. Right? That's the first thing we notice in all of them. Secondly, and this comes first, is they're all al-wasaf. They're all a description, aren't they? Yeah. Right? So, if any of these, therefore, were now to be in the majrurun state, okay, so I passed by somebody who's ghadaban, it would be ghadabana. It would be ghadabana. It would be atshana. It would be shab'ana. It would be jo'ana. And how would we explain that now the indicator of it being majrurun is al-fathatu? What would we say? Why is it al-fathatu?
It's al-fathatu because it doesn't change.
It's لامتنائه من الصرف. Why?
Because
للوصفية. Now we'd say للوصفية مع with what?
ألف نون.
Right. مع زيادة الألف والنون. Right, so we'd say لامتنائه من الصرف للعلمية مع not للعلمية للوصفية مع زيادة الألف والنون. حسنا. That's the first of the type of al-wasfiyah, which is very common. The other one which is very common is al-wasfiyatu what? مع وزن الفعل. For example, how do you say greater than?
Great is akbar.
أكبر. Right?
No.
How do you say better than? Or using فضل. أفضل. Or actually أصغر. أكبر, larger than or greater than. أصغر. أصغر is smaller than. Right? How do you say more learned? أعلم. How do you say more ignorant? أجهل. Right? We encounter these all the time, don't we? Right? أكبر, أصغر, أعلم, أجهل. They're also called اسم تفضيل. اسم تفضيل, where you're comparing. It's a comparative in English. Okay? So whenever أكبر or أصغر or أعلم or أجهل, this form, as we said, it's al-wasfiyatu, so it represents a description. But what is it about it? It's ala wazn al-fi'l again, because akbaru is also a fi'l. Okay? And similarly asgharu, a'lamu and ajhalu, they're all a fi'l too. Now, whenever these are going to be in the majrurun state, they're not going to take al-kasra, they're going to take al-fatha. Okay? So if we had B attached to it, you wouldn't say bi akbari, you would say bi akbara, ma'a with asghara.
Is that because the file doesn't take?
Yeah, that's good, yeah, Muhammad. I like that. The grammarians have mentioned that there's a similarity now. There is a similarity in the illah, the reason for this not becoming majrurun with a kasra, and the fact that a fi'lun itself doesn't become majrurun, does it? Under any circumstance. But the point to note is, if all of these are preceded by a harfu jar in order to render them majrurun, they wouldn't be majrurun with al-kasra, only with al-fatha. And then how would we explain it? We'd say limtina'ihi min as-sarfi لامتنائه من الصرف للوصفية, because they're a description. But what's particular or special about this description? على وزن الفعل, على وزن الفعل, it's on the pattern or the form of al-fi'l, right? So therefore we had now we mentioned 4 that are based upon al-alam, a name. Then we have 2 that are based upon al-wasf, a description. Hasanan. Then we have another group that are very common that are founded upon plurals, which we've already encountered. For example, if we want to say mosques, we say masajidu. We don't say masajidun, do we?
No.
What's the plural of minbarun? Minbarun. Manabiru. Manabiru. What is the plural of miftahun? Miftahun. Mafatihu. Mafatihu. What do we notice about this form, this pattern? And they did mention, the grammarians, rahimahumullah, that after the alif here, where you have two letters that come after it, right? That pattern will always be mamnu' min as-sarf. Right? So that particular form is a mamnu' min as-sarfi. We don't say masajidun.
No.
We don't say manabirun, we don't say mafatihun. We say masajidu, manabiru and mafatihu. Therefore, if now they're going to be what? If they're going to be
preceded by harf jar.
If they're now going to be, for example, preceded by harfu jar, so I passed by mosques, bi masaji da. Right? Bi masaji da. We're going to say that bi masaji da. Sa'adtu, I ascended ala upon manabira. Right?
Manabira, yeah.
And similarly, upon the keys it would be ala mafatiha. In all of these instances, they would take al-Fatḥatu as the indicator of them being
so it being
majrurun. Right. So the last two that we're going to mention, therefore, that again we've already encountered, that are mamnu' min as-sarf, is when they end in what? The common ones. How do we? What's the word for rod? Like the rod of Musa alayhi salam. Asa. Right? Asa. What's the word for dunya? Dunya. Right? What do we notice about here? These two words, what is it about the ending?
Alif.
Alif. At-ta'nithi al-maqsura. We have alif at-ta'nithi al-maqsura, right? Because remember, asa and dunya are both what? Female words.
Yeah.
So we say alifu at-ta'nithi. The alif of femininity, al-maqsura, right? That's what it's called. In addition to alifu ta'nithi al-maqsura, we have alifu ta'nithi al-mamduda. Alifu at-ta'nithi al-mamduda, such as, for example, how do we say scholars?
Scholars.
Scholars. U-la-ma-u.
Ulama.
Okay. Right. So, how do we say weak people or rich people? Ag-ni-ya-u. Weak is, what's the plural for da'ifun? Du'afa'u. 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 So, this is an example of alifu at-ta'nithi al-maqsurah. These are examples of alifu at-ta'nithi al-mamdudah. Okay? Alifu at-ta'nithi al-mamdudah. Right? Now, what do we notice about these two? That they are mamnu' min as-sarfi. Okay? They are mamnu' min as-sarfi. So there are a number of different types of words that fall into this category of mamnu' min as-sarfi. We introduced and explained, mentioned examples of most of them. There are others. You just need to remember that when you see them, then the same rule doesn't apply. Why? Because it's going to be al-Fatḥatu. Is that clear? Yeah, Muhammad, you look concerned.
We're trying to.
Yeah, but you're not going to remember it all necessarily, but you just need to recognize that these words are different. And when you remember one, and this is how you should do it, remember one, such as Fatimatu. What is unique about Fatimatu? Well, it's a female. It's a female name, isn't it? Right? Ibrahimu, what's unique about that? Well, it's a male name, but it is foreign. Right? Then those patterns, such as Ahmadu, Yazidu, the other patterns, Ghadbanu, right? Shab'anu. If you remember one of them that you know, and you know one from each type, then if any others fit that same pattern, you know that that too is mamnu' min as-sarfi. Right? Then to complete, we're going to mention the two exceptions. What are the two exceptions? What did we say the word for mosques is? The ending, ya Mulhaq. Masajidu. Right. I passed by mosques. How do we say it?
Marartu.
Marartu.
Bi masajida.
Marartu bi masajida. Hasanan. Marartu bi masajida. That's how we'd say it, right? I passed by mosques. Why do we say masajida is the indicator for it being majroon is al-Fatḥatu? Why do we say that? Because it's mamnu' min as-sarf. Okay, because of that pattern of the plural. Now, if we attach al to it, al, so we say marartu bi al masajid. I passed by the mosques. Right? Now, what do we place upon the dal?
No, it's not the plural anymore.
Yeah, it's still the plural. But what do we place on the dal?
How come it's plural with alif lam?
Because al doesn't prevent it from being a plural. Al has no concern with where it's going to be.
It always gone from its mosques and the mosques, basically.
Yes. You can have a plural which is preceded by al, the mosques, al-masajidu, as opposed to masajidu. But the point to note is, what do we place on the dal here?
The.
Right. Now it does take al-kasratu. So what's the rule that we can extrapolate from it?
If it becomes definite, then it takes a kasra.
Right. Where it's now going to be an ismun, okay, which is not lil-alamiyyati, it's not for a name, is it? Because you can't say al-Fatimatu. Can you? You can't say al-Maryamu. You can't say al-Imranu. But you can say al-Masajidu, al-Manabiru, al-Aghniya'u, ad-Du'afa'u, and so on and so on. You can say that, can't you? So where you have an ismun, which represents al-wasf, a description, which now takes al, then it will become majroor with the indicator for being al-kasratu. That's the first exception, which is nice and easy to remember. And I'm sure we mentioned this when we did a mamnoon min as-sarf, right? Is that clear? Yeah, Muhammad. So we have al, it can be.
So if it was to be in an idafa, it would be the same. If it was to be the...
If it's the, that's the second point. That's the second exception. Right, so that's the first one, where it takes al. Now, where you have your ismun, which is ordinarily mamnu' min as-sarf, and it is a mudafun in an idafa, then it will also become
Kasra.
majroon with a kasra. Right. So let's take the ismun Ibrahimu. Ibrahimu ordinarily is mamnu' min as-sarfi. Na'am. And when it will or is in the position or of being majrurun, when it ordinarily occupies that state, it's going to take a kasra. Except if Ibrahimu is a mudafun in an idafa. So who can think of an example where Ibrahimu is going to be the mudafun in an idafa? In fact, this is in my app, in the, I'm sure it's lesson 12 or 13, the last.
Baytu Ibrahimi.
Right. Baytu Ibrahimi. Is that correct? What did we say the rule is? When your ismun, which is ordinarily mamnu' min as-sarfi, is the mudafun in an idafa. Is Ibrahim here the mudafun in an idafa? Right, yeah, Muhammad, it's not, is it? It's a mudafun ilayhi. So therefore that would be Baytu?
Ibrahim.
Good, it would be Baytu Ibrahim, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So that's not an appropriate example. You need to think of an example where Ibrahimu is a mudafun in an idafa. So what would we say?
Ibrahim's son? No, because
you need to think about it in terms of Ibrahim off somewhere.
Right.
Think of it like that. You're going to need 3 words, aren't you? In order to demonstrate this example, you're going to need 2 are not enough. You're never going to be able to demonstrate it in 2 words, are you? You're going to need 3. You're going to need the amilun, which is making the mudafun majrurun, and then you're going to need the idafatun. So you need 3 words. Do you understand? You need the amilun, the thing that's going to make it majrurun. Right, so let's begin with the harfu jar.
B.
B. If all else fails, let's use the B. Now we need, think, you need Ibrahim as the mudafun in an idafa. So what goes next? Ibrahim. Right, ya Muhammad. Bi-Ibrahim. Ibrahim. But if we stop at this point and we say bi Ibrahim, that's going to be bi Ibrahim, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because that's how it alters with a fatha when it's in the majrurun state. But that now is just ismu majrur. We need now what? What do we need to make that mudafun?
Abihi.
Sorry?
Would that work? Abihi. With Ibrahim's, or with his.
Then abun would come first.
Oh, okay.
Right. So we just need one more word that constitutes the mudafun ilayhi to illustrate this point. Which word? Remember, as I said, you need to think about it not in terms of possessor and possession, but you need to think about it in terms of the other type of idafa, like Muhammad of Stonyholm.
What's he from? Ibrahim al-Pakistani.
No, but no, that's a sifa.
Oh, is that sifa?
Yeah.
For example, if we wanted to say Ibrahim,
Min.
right? No, you're not going to use a min. You're going to say Ibrahim of Makkah.
Al-Makkati.
Ibrahimu. In fact, rather than using, let's use Makkah. Makkah, right. This is another ism which is mamnu min as-sarfi.
Yeah.
So that's going to be Makkah ta. But what goes on the meme now? A kasra. So if you now say marartu, I passed by, or I passed bi Ibrahimi Makkata, by Ibrahim of Makkata. Can you see? Now Ibrahim has become majrurun with a kasrah. Why?
Because it's the idafa.
No, it's not the idafa, it's the...
That first.
It's a mudafun. It's the mudafun, and then we have mudafun ilayhi.
So if it's mudafun ilayhi, it wouldn't change.
No. When it's the mudafun, that is when it alters as a normal ismun. And it becomes bi Ibrahimi Makkata, Ibrahim of Makkah. Right? Ya Muhammad. And that is وأما الفتحة فتكون علامة للخفض في الاسم الذي لا ينصرف. Any questions?
Obviously,
Yes,
this
Muhammad.
rule would be applied to all non-Arabic names.
Yes. Yes, because our non-Arabic names, by their nature, they have al-ujimatu, don't they? The illa is the fact that they have al-ujima, they have foreignness associated with them. So therefore they would enter into this category. Okay, we shall conclude. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.